ready.
It's been a minute. You feel like you got it?
Been a minute.
All right, here we go. Welcome to Who Let the Dogs Out, the podcast designed to help you enjoy life with your best friend without all the frustrations. Join us each week as we help families across the country do just that. I'm your host, Corey, and I am joined.
I'm back.
Yep.
Sally.
Joined by my co-host, Sally. She is back. She is back in the studio. How's it feel?
Awesome.
Feels good? Be
Yep.
back in the seats?
Yep. You held the fort well, though.
I did.
You did a good job.
Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know us, my name's Corey. I'm the founder of Wonder Dog Training. We started the first day of 2018, and since then, we've helped thousands of families across multiple cities and multiple states enjoy life with their best friend without all the things that we find we find frustrating as dog owners. Is what I was trying to say. I feel like we do a pretty good job of that, and
We do an excellent job of that. And I'm Sally, and I do a bit of everything.
Does a bit of everything and co-host a show with me. So that's who we are. Today we are doing a Q&A. That's where you guys write in the questions. We give you the answers. And what are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about, should I have a dog when I work long hours?
Okay.
Bribing, dogs
Bribing
with treats.
What? Oh, to drop stuff.
And puppy pads.
Gotcha.
Should we use them?
Okay. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about today. Normally, people write in questions. The last few episodes, if you've been watching a little while, I've been taking the questions that we get at, appointments that people do with me. And then I take the questions, and now I've been doing that. So that's what this episode is. It's questions that people have asked me throughout the week.
Great questions, though.
Yeah, and then we've got a couple little bonus things. We got a couple fun segments in. We're doing a dog news story, actually local to Memphis, where we're at. And then we're doing a funny story for you guys. So, wait, do you have your phone?
I do.
Okay, I was going to say, because I sent you the pictures of the...
I've not got it out and ready, sir.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, I sent you the pictures for
Do you want me to get the phone out?
Yeah, just get it ready. So that way, whenever we do the little segment, I'll have the pictures ready. Okay. Anyways, we also do another format called Dog Talk. It's where we come on and talk about a topic related to dogs, dog ownership, dog training, things like that. We do interviews. We've done a few so far. If you want to, go back and check out some of our interviews. They're actually some of our highest rated shows that we've done. Going to be doing some other stuff. If you notice, we upgraded the studio. That's kind of first thing on my updates list. Well, second thing on my updates list. Actually, your first thing on the updates list. Tell the people. Tell the people.
Tell the people.
Not about the studio, about you.
Wow. My van is still not drivable.
Yeah, but
I pulled the plug and got a new van.
Yep.
And it's got all the mod cons in it. So
we would call those the bells and whistles here in the United States.
Bells and whistles, okay. So I've got a reverse camera, even though I don't need it because I'm an excellent driver. And stop. And you can have, I've now got it where you can put your phone through the vehicle. So now I'll be able to answer calls where I couldn't before because I always had hand control, steering wheel, nowhere else to go.
But now your phone connects to your car.
My phone connects. I'll be like talking to everybody.
Can you believe it?
I know. Look at me coming up in the modern world. And even the better thing, you know how you used to have to take the passenger seat out so I could go in, wheelchair in, slide?
Yeah.
Not no
Those
more.
of you that don't know, Sally's in a wheelchair. That's why this has been such a conundrum, because disability vans are a real problem.
Let me tell you, Memphis, you're a letdown for disability.
Yeah.
I have never felt more disabled.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing.
Yeah.
So.
And then rented a van a couple times.
Oh, my God.
But I was going to say, when I rented the van and I was driving us around that day
that was not funny, people. Not funny.
Well, no, I mean,
Excuse me.
Actually was funny.
No, it wasn't funny because, number one, my wheelchair was not anchored down. Number two.
It's never anchored.
You hit that blooming bump as though we were like rallying, and I came off. I was.
we were late to an event, so I was driving fast.
I don't care how late we were, dude. We hit that thing, and my buttocks left the wheelchair.
I was swerving too, and you were like.
I was like, I can't wait to drive home. Something to look forward to.
Oh God, that was funny. But anyway, I was trying to say I connected my car my phone to the car, and you were so impressed.
I was impressed, and now I've got that.
You've got that now
I've
yourself.
got that. But let me tell you the best bit, though.
Yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
I don't have to take the passenger seat out.
Yep.
I've got a transfer chair,
Yes,
and
you
it
do.
comes out and it turns. I slide on, it turns back.
Too easy.
Too
easy. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Super happy for it. Because now she's back in the studio. So now we're going to be shooting
Yay.
shows every week. So
Yep.
ideally, you won't just have me anymore. It'll be me and my co-host back
I'm
together.
back. Yeah.
People have been saying, "Oh, Corey, we missed Sally on the podcast."
Well, of
whatever.
course.
Yeah. Anyways, as you noticed, we got a handful of podcast updates to the last episode. We already had them in studio, but now we're actually using them now, which is
Perfect.
yeah. We've got all the new lights, and
It's very impressive.
it is. Yeah. Shout out to my guy Daniel. He's been with
know.
us since day one of the business, and he did a real fantastic job with all the lighting and stuff.
Yeah.
So
We're just
this is-
getting better and better.
We've got another big update coming too, because we're going to be ditching the TV for something else behind us. So we'll see. We'll keep you on the loop about that, what that might look like. So
It's exciting.
yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if y'all like the show, feel free to subscribe to it, like it,
Yeah.
rate it
Share
on,
it with your
on
friends.
the podcast platforms. Yep, if you
Yep.
get any value out of the show, you learn anything.
Yep.
If you find something that Sally says funny, feel free to share with a friend, family member, colleague, something like that. Our goal here, once again, is just to get the word out and help families
Yeah,
enjoy life with their best friends
absolutely.
without all the frustrations. And you guys help us do that by sharing the show. So thank you so much.
Yep. Like and subscribe.
There it is. All right, question number one. Hit me.
Absolutely. Okay. So this person wrote in saying, or asked, I work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So my dog is crated around 9 hours a day. Should I even have a dog? Because I feel so bad about it.
Yep.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah. So this is a question that came from an appointment that I did this week. And the lady, she didn't end up going to training with us for whatever reason. I don't know what she's going to do. But that was like her big concern was like, I can't leave the dog out because it's like a 9-month-old puppy. He chews stuff up.
Yeah.
But I feel real bad putting him in the crate or whatnot. And it's
Yeah.
like, and she also is from Germany. And apparently over there, they don't really use crates, I guess. I don't know. I've never been to Germany. But it made me feel bad for her because she had like, it was such a nice dog. He's such a nice puppy and stuff like that. And he can't be left out, like I said, because
Yeah.
he chews stuff up in the crate and everything like
Yeah.
that. But
I remember the lady.
yeah, but I was telling her, I was like, look, just now, I get it. If you work like a 12-hour shift or longer or something like that, maybe it's maybe a conversation or whatnot. Like, I mean, ideally, you don't have your dog in a crate 12 hours a day, right?
Yeah.
Ideally, you don't have your
Yeah.
dog in a crate 8 hours a day, you
Yeah.
know, unless you're sleeping overnight or something, right? I mean, that'd be ideal, I guess, possibly. But just because you have a dog and you have a job, that doesn't disqualify you from owning a dog, right? I mean, there's a lot of dogs.
Correct.
I mean, a lot of people across America that have dogs that love them a lot, and they
Yeah.
have a job, and they have to go to the job to support having a house and being able to buy their dog food and their whole family food and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
and so just because you have a
absolutely.
job and you have to put your dog up doesn't disqualify you from having a dog. If you feel real bad about it, like I said, if you're gone 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day or
Yeah.
whatnot, and it's like every day of the week, maybe you shouldn't have a dog. But like if you just have like a regular, job, if you have to put your dog in a crate for 12 hours, like one day a week, okay, like
Yeah.
it's not great, but it's
Yeah,
not
it's
the end
not
of the
ideal,
world.
but
yeah,
it's doable.
sure. But just because you have a job and you have to leave your dog in a crate doesn't disqualify you from having a dog. I also told her too, I'm like, look, dogs sleep most of the day, right? Like maybe when they're younger, they're a little bit more up and more mischievous
Yeah.
and have a little bit more energy and stuff like that. But for the most part, most dogs sleep most of the
Yeah.
day. So we feel bad as the owners. And one of the things that owners do that, I mean, I don't really care. It's not my house or my dog, but they have those cameras where they watch the dog in the crate or whatnot. So they're out in public, they're hanging out with their friends, their family, whatever it is, and they're literally just watching the dog on
Yeah,
the phone,
not
and they're just
good.
feeling bad because the dog's in a crate or pawing at the crate or whatever it is. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. It's one thing I've been focusing on personally a lot recently is just be where you're at. Like, don't be, if I'm out with people, I don't want to watch my dog at home on a camera. I mean, it's fun, it's cute, sure, but like, I don't even have one, but I want to be where I'm at right now. And so it's like, if the dog's in a crate, when you first leave, most dogs don't like being left alone. And so they might cry, they might howl, whatever it is. But after that, they typically go to sleep.
Yep.
In very rare circumstances, does a dog try to get out of the crate the whole entire time that you're gone, right? And they freak out the whole time. Like, that does happen. Those are dogs with like, severe separation anxiety and stuff. But for the most part, most dogs just go to sleep, even if they don't like their crate. So overall, I was just telling her, I'm like, look, you put him up, he's going to go to sleep. Take him on a walk before you go out, so he's got his energy out. Take him out for a potty, But then put him up, go to work, come back, let him out, have a good But that doesn't. You should not have a dog because you have a job.
absolutely. And I
Because
know
if that was the case, like we all wouldn't have a dog.
no. I was having this conversation with another female this week, and I think women do it. It sounds very sexist, but I think women do it more than men. But we actually project human emotions on our dogs.
Yeah. I think that lady did this in the appointment too. She was like, well, I wouldn't want to be locked in a crate. I'm like, well, you're a human. Yeah, I'm not locking you in a box for 9 hours. But I'm like, you also aren't asleep most of the day. You're asleep a third of or I guess a quarter of the day.
Mm-hmm.
If you're sleeping 8 hours, sure, it's a quarter of the day. But like, you're not a dog.
No.
Yeah.
Like when I'm working, Sully's actually laid down by the side of me.
Yeah. Me and you both have a lifestyle though, where like our dog is with us most of the time. So we're very fortunate in that regard. Yeah. But still, even if you had to work from the office every day and Sully couldn't come to the office with you, it's like just part of life. It's just part of life, And like I said, when you're gone, your dog's gonna sleep. When they get out, take them on a walk, do something fun with them, like make up for them being in the box. But like overall, like it does, like I said, overall, the answer is just kind of it doesn't disqualify you from having a dog because you have a job.
Yeah, I also think because of knowing who you're talking about, there is a big cultural difference.
Sounded like it.
Between Germany and America in how they relate to dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And it's a rescue as well, isn't it, that she has?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, I've only been in America,
and
I know that you just culturally here in the South, like people in the South treat dogs different than they do in the North.
Oh,
and
absolutely,
in the West and stuff like that. So,
but I remember her talking to me about it.
Because one thing that people do here in the South a lot is just leave dogs out all the time, or like chain them to a tree or whatever, and it's like that's stupid too. Like that's a terrible thing. Like you should like if you're gonna do that, don't get a dog either. Like just let somebody else have the dog.
I've got a neighbor who lets their dog out. And it goes roaming round the neighbourhood and comes back when it's had enough. And that's okay. That freaks me out.
Hey, look, common sense ain't so common,
Absolutely.
Common sense ain't so common. So,
but there's also
I mean, if you're going to chain the dog up to a tree, though, and just leave him out all the time. That was another thing, too. We just did, like, the heat safety episode or whatnot. And I guess because you weren't with me, but whatever.
No.
And I was talking about, like somebody this week had said too, like, oh, I can't leave him out in the backyard. And dogs can be in the backyard if there's shade and water. Mm-hmm. Like they can. Like, sure, it's hot, it's warm, but like they can be outside in the shade if they've got water accessible and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to leave my dog outside all day.
Me neither.
But, I guess the opposite argument, I guess, would be like there are a lot of dogs out there that like do live outside. Through all the seasons.
Through all of it, yeah.
And so I get it. Like I wouldn't leave my dog outside all day.
No. And just don't have a plastic igloo as the shade because it gets too hot.
Yeah. Could you imagine that?
I know.
That's crazy.
It's like living in a sauna.
But I guess overall, like you could leave your dog outside if you did have shade and water. Yeah. I'm not advising that. I'm not saying that's what you should do. Yeah. I'm just saying like it is an option.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know this is a monetary thing, but there are other options.
Daycare,
doggy daycare. You
yeah.
could just do that one day or twice a week. And then dog walkers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she came up with a pretty creative plan. She's going to do daycare 2 days, have a dog walker, and then she was going to try to do training 1 day a week.
That's awesome. That's good.
But anyways, overall, very interesting appointment. Like I said, she didn't end up buying training, which is fine. But
yeah, if everybody took the reasoning that if you're working so many hours a day, don't have a dog, nobody would have a dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know like we have a lot of nurse clients and nurses work 3/12s a week or whatnot. And a lot of them just have a dog walker come over during their shift and let the dog out, or a friend or a family member or something like that come over and let the dog out. And it's like, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. And even if you couldn't, like I said, you had like 1 day where your dog was in like up for 12 hours. It's not fun. It's not a great day, but not the end of the world. Like the dog's
just make up for it when you've got time.
Make up for it when you got time. When you get home, don't just crash. Take the dog out and do something with it, you know? Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we do the dog news?
Do the dog. You've taken up, do you? You have to do the introduction.
Why don't you do it while I'm pulling it up?
Oh, it's not world news, though. Is it world news?
Local dog news. Okay.
Local dog news.
Do it.
And here we are in the studio. We've got some news for you today. Here's the dog news.
Okay. All right. So let's do this. I guess we should give him some backstory on this video. We don't have, I guess I could give Gideon the video and maybe have him put it in. I don't know. We might put the video in, might not. But a few months ago, was it?
Is it the feel-good story?
Yeah. The dog eating the pizza.
Do you know what? I bet most people have seen it.
If they're local, for sure. Okay, so a few months ago, there was this story of this guy, and there's a video of it. And horrible. This dude is just beating the crap out of his dog. I mean, just beating it real bad. And it's like, watching the video, you get like furious.
Wanted to beat him.
Right? Yeah. It made you real upset. It made everybody real upset. Anyways, the reason that he did it apparently was because his dog ate a piece of pizza. So he left the dog in the car with a piece of pizza out. The dog eats the pizza, and then he's pissed off that the dog ate the pizza, and then beats the dog. It's the dog's fault. Yeah, right. Anyways, but the story is the dog. They found the person, found the dog. I don't know if he got arrested or not. I can't remember. But anyways, they get the dog away from him, and it's with a rescue. I guess the background on this, it says Tales of Hope. So I don't know if they're the rescue that has him or not. But anyways, it's this video of the dog eat a pizza. They bought the dog a whole pizza. They're just letting the dog just chomp out all the pizza. So it's really good. So nearly 3 months after owner beat her at a Memphis gas station, a dog named Brixie was celebrated with a pizza party. Supporters gathered at Mellow Mushroom in Germantown to help raise money for Brixie's surgical fund. I don't know if she needs surgery from that or what, but they raised around $3,000. Here we go. In April, Tunica County Sheriff's Office said Justin Johnson, the man accused of beating Brixie, may be in Tunica County. Deputies have a warrant charging Johnson with aggravated animal cruelty. Good. I don't know if he's gotten arrested yet, but
well, I hope they find him.
While the pizza party might be over, the rescue is still taking donations. So if you want to, you can Google that in Memphis and. Yeah, they also got swag available too. But it was a really cool story. The dog is just chomping down on the pizza. I mean, she's getting after it. So
eat as much as you can, buddy.
Yep. I don't know if we're going to put the video in, but if we do, it'll be right here. Okay. I don't know if the video is going to be in or not, but okay.
Well, if it isn't, people can go check it out themselves, can't they?
Okay. Question 2.
Question number 2. Okay. Is trading my dog with a treat a good thing when he's taken something that doesn't belong to him, even though he drops it? So they're giving the dog a treat to make them drop what they've taken that's not theirs.
Right.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, I mean, kind of not. I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it, right? So, and most dogs that we see, say 80, like a classic 80-20 rule, like most dogs play what we call like the leave it game. So the leave it game is like they get a sock, shoe, paper towel, dryer sheet, something like that they're not supposed to have. And then they make the owner chase them around the house for it and things like that, right? And so that's a pretty common problem that people deal with. They don't really like it. Some people think it's funny and cute, whatever, but most people don't like it and they want their dog to stop doing that, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's good in the sense that, yes, if your dog gets something that you don't want them to have, yes, you can get it away from them by trading them a treat. I don't really like that. I'd rather teach the dog to leave it. So if you have something or you're about to get something, if I say leave it, you drop it or spit it out, or you don't get the thing that you're about to get. That's what I prefer, I guess. And then you can reward the dog for their good behavior. But if they've got something and it's really important, like your glasses or something like that.
Or a turtle.
Or a turtle in Sully's
Or a
case.
turtle.
Yep, Sully's got a backyard turtle that he loves, and he brought in the house. I don't know if we've talked about that on the show or not. I can't remember.
Sully's pet.
Yeah, Sully's pet. And apparently just keeps hanging out in the backyard. Anyways, sidebar. So yeah, I guess overall, I mean, sure, it's a good thing, but I'd rather just train the dog like either A, if you have it, don't like drop it, or B, if you're about to get it, don't. That's what I prefer.
Yeah.
How do I do that? I mean, I typically just start with something that the dog wants on the ground, start working on like letting the dog go over to it, say leave it, give the dog a command, give the dog a slight like little tug on the leash to kind of give the dog a correction for not. Once the dog leaves the thing alone, pays attention to me, I pay the dog, right? And so we start working on teaching the dog the word leave it or whatnot, right? That's typically how I start with leave it. With most dogs, like I said, just using a leash and a collar, flat collar, slip lead, something like that, and some food. But overall, I mean, sure, it can be a good thing. But the downside of this, though, too, is like some dogs are too smart for their own good, and they realize, like, hey, if I get something I'm not supposed to have, I'll get a treat.
I'm going to hold it to ransom.
Yeah, and as my And even if you get onto the dog or whatnot, the dog a lot of times, like my Belgium trainer from back in the day, he used to always say, negative attention's better than none, eh? And he would, it just means dogs will get into trouble just to get attention from you or whatnot. Yeah. And then in this case, if the dog knows that they get something and they get a snack, it's like, well, why not steal the sock or the shoe or the paper towel or whatever it is? Why not steal it? Because I'm going to get a snack anyway, so I might as well steal it, So that could be the downfall of that, like just trade your dog stuff.
I agree. And I've heard of people like getting their dog inside, when they've got really bad recall that they shake. Well, we do. Is that a thing though? Is that a bad thing? If you stand at the back door and you shake your treats and get them to come in, is that like a bribery? I
mean, yeah, it's bribery for sure. Yeah. Shaking a bag of snacks to get your dog to come out, come back in the house. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you can't get your dog in the house, that's your only way to do it. That's better than nothing, I guess. But I mean, it's kind of the same concept
but it's the
here.
Same
it's
thing,
like, I'd rather just the dog come because I tell the dog to come. And if
then
you get something
reward
good for
the good
it,
behavior
if you do something
for
good
it.
for it, then sure. But I'd rather just tell the dog to come and they come to me, right? That's what I want.
Yeah.
But I guess it could increase the likelihood that if you're saying, come here, the dog won't listen until you actually do go get the bag of snacks, right? So this is really funny. I can't remember the family's name or the dog's name, but this is like first year in business, like probably first 6 months. I remember it being hot outside, so it's probably like the first 6, 7, 8 months, something like that. And we had this family out in Carterville, and they had a doodle, and this is like back when I was still kind of learning the doodle game. I'm very experienced with doodles now, but so much so I always say if I was going to restart a dog training business, I'd call it Doodle Dog Training and just train doodles. But this family, they had a big note on the back door that said, I think the dog's name was Millie. I think it said, do not let Millie out of the, out off leash in the backyard before work. Because they knew that they couldn't get the dog to come back in before work and it was going to make them late to work or whatnot. And so I remember this was one of the first times that not first times, but hearing about this problem that because now since then I've met tons and tons of dogs that don't come in from the backyard and they make their owners late to work and stuff like that. Or right at night before bedtime, they don't want to come in because they're not ready to go to bed yet or something like that. So, but it's just funny because I remember that big note on the door, and then we were able to train the dog to, of course, come in the house or whatnot. But just coming up with creative training solutions and stuff like that to actually get the dog to come inside. But that one's funny.
That is funny. I have going back to Sully and his turtle. I call Sully in.
Yeah.
He looks at me.
Yeah.
He knows that he has to come in.
Yeah.
And then he looks at the turtle.
He's like,
and it's as though he's weighing it up. He's like,
Should I?
Or should I just carry on doing what I'm doing?
Yeah.
But he does come.
That's good.
He does come. He has tried to bring Turtle with him, to which he gets no from me, but he leaves it.
And the turtle just stays.
That turtle.
I don't know what to say. It is funny because sometimes I'll be on the phone with Sally and she'll be calling Sully in the house or whatnot, and he's messing with the turtle, and then you'll get very Sully!
It's horrible.
And shout him.
It's really horrible.
Do you remember the first podcast? It was the first few podcasts we did. You were talking to Sully. Sully was probably still 6 months at the time, maybe younger. I can't remember. But when he's
that boy drives me crazy.
When he's pooping and he's humping.
He was humping him. Talk about take advantage of the situation.
That was on the podcast. You go, Sully.
He gets that a lot.
That's funny. That's good.
Anyway, we digress with that boy.
Okay, funny dog stuff we found on the internet. It's on your phone.
Oh, it's on my phone.
Pull up our text thread, please.
Absolutely.
So we used to do a segment called Funny Dog Stuff we found on the internet, and it's taking funny stories that people write on Reddit and then talking about those. And so I found 2 funny stories on the internet to read to you guys today. One for sure. Here we go. I thought this was funny. It made me laugh out loud. Okay. It says, FML, close family member just named their new puppy our baby name. Just like the title said, I've seen stories like this before, but never thought I'd be here. They got the first and middle name spelling exactly how we were planning. No. We hadn't publicly announced our baby's name. The only people we told were our grandparents. Both Mom and Mill, I don't know who that is, are known for an ability to keep secrets, though it had been sworn up and down that the name was not leaked. I'm disappointed, but try not to be too dramatic. That
is dramatic.
That is why I'm here and not texting my family. At this point, I'm leaning towards just using it anyways. Neither of us owns the name.
Use it anyway.
I thought that was funny.
But that is funny. MIL is mother-in-law.
Oh, gotcha.
Look at me teaching you something.
Yeah.
Woo woo.
It's just really funny that. Why would you do that?
That somebody's let that name out to them.
Why would you do that? Though?
I know.
Why would you name your?
If you know about it, that's mean.
Okay. This is another funny one. This is about a dog that peed in poison ivy. It said, so I took my dog on a hike. She decided and it's a picture of a bunch of poison ivy. And it said, she decided this area is a great place to pee and squatted. Normally I wouldn't be too concerned because fur would protect her, but the poison ivy touched all over her privates and her full bare belly. Thankfully, I had just started the hike, so we loaded back and drove home. Within 30 minutes, I washed her with Dawn soap and a loofah. I wore gloves, threw the gloves and loofah away, let her dry off on the deck, and I grabbed a shower where I also used a loofah. Really hoping we can both avoid this.
That poor dog having a loofah round its nether regions. That's cruel in itself.
I feel like Via's definitely walked in poison ivy, and I'm like super prone to getting poison ivy. I remember one time, this is I might have been saving up for dog training school, I can't remember, but if not, it was pre-dog training school. This one I was landscaping. I remember one time I weed-eated a poison ivy patch, and it just got all over my legs, and it was terrible. It was absolutely awful. And I've gotten poison ivy multiple times. It's the worst. It's the worst.
Uncomfortable, isn't it?
Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Anyways, I just thought that was funny. Those are two funny kind of stories. I hope everybody thought they were as funny as I
Poor
did.
little dog. I don't know what's worse, the poison ivy or being scrubbed down with a loofah.
I don't know. But Dawn dish soap sounds like it took care of it.
Don't we use everything?
Yep.
Everything's Dawn dish soap, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Question 3.
Absolutely. Okay. Is there ever a good reason to use puppy pads?
Okay.
My dog goes outside, but I keep pads down just in case.
Yeah. Okay. So this question, I can't remember exactly which family it was that asked me this. It might have been the Chihuahua guy. I can't remember. But regardless, the situation was the dog goes outside, but he's got puppy pads down anyways. And I'm not really a huge fan of puppy pads in most contexts. And the reason for that is because it's like, if we want the dog to go potty outside long term, let's train the dog to go potty outside long term. However, and not use puppy pads. However, there are a few reasons that I do think puppy pads are helpful and valid. Going back to our first question.
Yeah.
About the crate thing. If you feel bad about putting your dog in a crate for 9 hours or 10 hours or whatever, whenever you go to work, get a playpen for your dog, like a big pen for your dog to be in, so they got a little bit more room than a crate or whatnot. If you're worried about them pottying, you could put a crate in one corner of the playpen. They can hang out and play. Pardon me. In the other areas of the playpen or whatnot, right? So that would be a valid reason for using a puppy pad.
That's a good idea.
Second one, there's probably more than one I'm thinking of right now off the top of my head. But if it's tough for you to be mobile, then I think puppy pads can be helpful with that too. So like maybe an elderly person that maybe their bedroom's upstairs and they need to get downstairs in the morning to let the dog out, or at nighttime or something like that, maybe a puppy pad would be helpful. And then people in high rises or apartment complexes that are upstairs, I think that like it takes a while to actually get the dog down to a grassy patch. I think a puppy pad can be a good bridge, like a bridge the gap, so to speak, between like the potty training phase and getting your dog fully trained to go outside or something like that. I think those could be helpful. But generally speaking, I'm not a huge fan of puppy pads just because, like I said, we want to train the dog to go outside long term. So why would we train the dog to potty in the house, right? I've also seen it where a lot of families, they use puppy pads and then the dog still goes where the puppy pad was, even though the puppy pad's taken up, right? Because the dog is used to going potty in the house in this area, right? And so overall, not a huge fan, but there are a few contexts where I do think they're helpful. And that would be it.
Yeah. It must be confusing for the dogs, though.
Yeah.
And why would they not just use?
I don't think like a young puppy would really know the difference. I think they're just in their own little world. I don't think it matters too much.
In their own little world.
Yeah.
But why would they not think like a rug, a nice rug, or a door?
I mean, most puppies do like peeing on a nice
doormat
rug.
would be a puppy pad anyway.
I think a lot of dogs do think that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most dogs pee on the corner of the rug, under the dining room table where there's a rug, or at the front doormat or back door or something like that. So, or on the carpet, or they'll go upstairs and hide in the kids' room and poop in the kids' room or something like that. So most dogs do poop on soft stuff. Yeah, pee and poop on soft stuff. So, yeah, definitely could mess you up long term if that like long term potty training is your goal. I think it could.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Anything else on that one? I think it's a great business because every puppy owner buys puppy pads and don't use them. So it's a great business because people buy puppy pads. So, I mean, maybe we should make Wonder Dog puppy pads. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I could make a product I don't believe in. Well, I do believe in them, but not for most.
They end up shredding them as well. So
that's
you get
another big
double
thing.
The mess.
That's another thing. Could you imagine your puppy pooping on a pad and then just tear it up the pee pad and the poop everywhere? No,
that'd be you.
Yeah. This is funny. So this morning I was at this really, really, really nice house downtown or whatnot and met with these two gentlemen, and they were great.
Yeah.
And anyways, I'm sitting in their house. I'm in the chair, and they've got this 4-month-old border collie puppy.
Yeah.
And it's just sniffing my shoes and trying to lick at my shoes. And I'm like, I've been around dogs a lot. I wore the same shoes yesterday. A lot of dogs yesterday, some dogs
nice
today or whatnot.
Yeah,
right. So that's what I assumed at first. And then it started digging at the bottom of my shoe, like to get under my shoe. And I'm like, okay, there's something up here. So I like look at my shoe, and then I see dog poop on my shoe. And I'm embarrassed. So I put my shoe back down on the floor. And the puppy's still biting and scratching up my shoe. So I'm like, let me take a peek again. So I look at my shoe again. I'm like, there's dog poop on it. And so
you didn't start going, did you?
Well, I don't know why I did this. It gets even better. So I'm like, I think that's dog poop.
You didn't sniff.
So I'm looking at it and I'm like, I must have stepped in dog poop somewhere. And I'm like, I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm so sorry I tracked this to your house or whatnot. But I'm like, I don't know if it's dog poop for sure. I took my...
No, you didn't.
I took the shoe off and took a whiff. Yep, that's dog shit. So I picked my shoe up, walked back to the door. I put my shoes by the door. And I was like, I'm so sorry I tracked that to y'all's house. I'm like, I haven't even been in grass today. I'm like, maybe one of y'all's neighbor's dogs like pooped right next to the house or something, because I only walked through y'all's like little sidewalk yard to get here. And so then I was really embarrassed. So it's just the fact that I saw the dog poop, put my shoe back down, and I was like, I wonder if that's dog poop.
Why do we do that?
Well, it's dog poop.
You know it is, but
poop.
you just can't help having a good... That is
I did not want to sniff it. It was funny. The guy goes,
what
don't lick it.
What if it was dog poo in their house that you'd trodden on?
No, it wasn't. Their house is super clean.
Was it?
There's literally no chance.
Okay.
No chance, yeah.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, it's definitely somebody else's dog.
That's not a good look for you, though.
No, it wasn't.
You doing it.
I didn't do that.
Well done.
Yeah, I didn't.
How did you stop yourself?
I don't know.
I don't know. Proud of you.
Anyways, that happened.
That happened.
Yeah. I've got another funny story from this week, but I have to tell you off air. It's not
is it, is it not a shareable?
Not a podcast
sorry, people.
Share.
Not a shareable.
Okay. And then the last thing I wanted to answer was, I get asked this question all the time, and it's like, we'll talk about the training and the collars and the balance training and stuff like that. And like, I wouldn't say it's everybody, but every now and then I'll have a family say, well, do the collars hurt? I don't want to hurt my dog, right? So the specific context for this question with this family, with this Great Dane, great family. They signed up for training. Super excited for them. Very happy they signed up for training. They definitely need it. The dog is running their whole life right now. Like literally, the whole house revolves around this huge dog, right? And then they've got another dog. Yeah, they're a great family, and I'm super excited to help them. But the conversation that we had, you had put in the notes. She said in the notes, doesn't want to use a remote collar or a prong collar, right? And we use those in training, not with every dog. As a part of training for some dogs, we use those different tools or whatnot, right?
Yep.
And so I asked her, I'm like, I'd mate the dog. I see the dog. The dog's go, he's a crazy boy. He's wild. He's way too big for his own good. He has no clue how big he is. And so, anyways, I talked to her about the balance methods or whatnot. And so we kind of explained, on one side of the scale, we've got like treats, praise, love, toys, etc. Teach the dog what to do, corrections of some sort on this side to teach the dog what not to do. The goal is to balance those out, hopefully end up with the dog in the middle where long term I don't need to shake a bag of snacks to bribe the dog like we were talking about earlier, but I also don't need to get onto the dog all the time either, right?
Yeah.
And so then I was like, well, I noticed in the notes you mentioned that you don't want to use, remote collars or prong collars or anything like that. And I was like, I guess I kind of questioned just like, why not? And she's like, well, I don't want to hurt the dog. And my normal response to that is always like, well, I don't want to hurt your dog either. Like, I love dogs, literally so much so that I've literally made my entire adult life off of like literally from like 18. Well, I just turned 29 on Wednesday, but like 18 to 29, I guess maybe I was 19. I can't remember. Anyways, but I've 10
Long
years.
enough.
October this year will be 10 years as a dog trainer. And it's like, I've made my whole life off of training dogs at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I love dogs. I love dogs so much. Like, I don't want to hurt your dog either. And it's a valid question though, because people have these preconceived notions of like a shot collar or whatever it is, right? And I feel like we talked about that on the last show. I recorded it really late.
We
at
do
night, so
because you were always saying that the cheap collars that you can buy,
they're not great. They're
not great.
Yeah, they're not great.
And your saying isn't it? The cheaper the collar, the more the dog pays.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The less you pay for the collar, the more the dog pays for it. Yeah. But anyways, we were talking about, she had an invisible fence back in the day or whatnot, and she said that one dog got it really well. One dog would literally just go stand by it and go like this number or whatnot, right? Which is funny, but not. And I was just telling her, I'm like, look, like overall, I don't want to get into all the collar stuff. Overall, the goal is like to not hurt the dog with a training collar, right? Like if you use them irresponsibly, you're a bad trainer, you're using cheap tools, you're overcorrecting the dog. Yeah, absolutely, you can hurt the dog, right?
Yeah.
That's not the point though. That's not the point. The point of using a training tool, whether it be a slip lead or a prong collar or a remote collar or anything like that, is to provide momentary discomfort at the moment of a bad behavior to lessen the likelihood the bad behavior will happen. Yeah. Then when the dog's doing good, reward the dog for the thing they are doing, right? That we want to see the dog do more of, which increases the likelihood that the dog will do more of what we want them to do in the future, right? Yeah. And so my goal, you could argue that that's bad. I argue that that's actually a good thing, because if I can correct the dog and the dog stops doing the thing that the owners don't want it to do, and the owners like the dog more, the owners are enjoying the dog more, the dog is pleasing the owners more, and the dog is then as a result happy because it's actually like the owners aren't mad at it all the time. Yeah. That's overall, I'd argue, a pretty positive thing, right? And so it's like, I'd rather like momentarily make the dog experience a slight acute discomfort at a precise time to get the dog to like not do something that I don't want them to do long term, right? And it seems like in that case, the juice is worth the squeeze to me, right? I don't want to. I always tell people too, we want to use the least to get the most. I want to use the least amount of food and the least amount of corrections, right? Like if I don't have to shake a bag of snacks to get the dog to listen, I don't want to do that. If I don't have to correct the dog to get the dog to listen, I don't want to do that. I just want to tell the dog to do something, and the dog does it because I say do it, right? Yeah. That's the idea of a command. We tell the dog to do something and they do the thing, right? Yeah, so when it comes to corrections, I want to use the least to get the most. When it comes to rewards, I want to use the least to get the most. I want to just have a dog listen, and like they love me. I love the dog, and they listen to me. That's the end goal, right? Yeah. But I always get that question like, do the collars hurt? Sure, they can. They can, absolutely. If you use them wrong, you're using like cheap, crappy stuff. Yeah, absolutely, you can hurt the dog. Yeah, for sure. But my goal is not to hurt anybody's dog. No. I don't want to hurt anybody's dog. People don't want to hurt their dogs. One thing I always tell people too, and I can't remember if I said this on the last show or not, or I've definitely said it on the show before, but if you're concerned up front about hurting the dog, I love that, because you're definitely not going to hurt the dog. You're not like, the people I worry about is the people I need to reel in. They're like, give me the collar. I'm like, easy, killer. Let's take it easy, right? Like, and so if you're already concerned about that up front, the likelihood that you're actually going to hurt the dog is very low, right? Like, I have to
they're going to be responsible,
coach you and teach you how to use it and stuff like that, right? So overall, like I said, acute discomfort at a precise time that a bad behavior happens to decrease the likelihood that bad behavior happens again in the future. And it's like, this dog, like, it's a great dog. It's a great dog, but like, he's huge. Like, if he knocks somebody over, that could be a real problem. If he jumps on the other dog and hurts the other dog, that could be a real problem, right? And so it's like, we need to teach the dog what not to do, as well as what to do, right? Yeah. And so, do the collars hurt? Yeah, they can, sure. Is that the goal? Absolutely not. I don't want to hurt your dog. Our trainers don't want to hurt your dog. You don't want to hurt your dog. We're all in agreement there. Yeah. So, that's it.
Well, you must have explained it really well to her for her to change her mind and move forward with.
Well, after a little bit, she was like, well, I think he needs it. I'm like, I think he needs it too. He needs it. He needs something, because he's a wild boy. He's really funny, though. And I've got to give a shout out to the family. They're a really great family.
They really are.
But
I know who you're talking about.
They just gave me a great example of like, and then literally, I actually wrote this question down because the lady last night asked me the same thing. She had less aversion to it than the family I was just talking about. But they're a really great family. Yeah. But it's a huge Great Dane. He's 11 months old. He's as tall as the table.
Gangly.
We're sitting on bar stools right now, and like he's as tall as the table. He's huge. When he came in, they were holding it back, and then he jumped on me, and his face is right by my face. I mean, he's a huge dog, and so. Yeah. And so anyways, but she's like, he needs it. I'm like, yeah, he does. He needs something. He needs something. I'm like, but his name is Toothless. Did she tell you why?
Yep.
She's like, you didn't put the story in there. So I had to ask her, but she told me the story, and he had like mouth cancer previous to them rescuing him or whatnot. So he's like, got like 3/4 of a bottom jaw. So his tongue just hangs out. This was also a first too. So I've been to a million dogs houses that have slobber problems, big breeds or breeds with beards that get their beards wet and stuff like that. And, they handed me a slobber rag as soon as I walked in their house. They handed me a clean towel, and they're like, "You're gonna need this." And I was like, "That's hilarious." And so, literally, as like the dog, and then their son was so on top of the dog got water like 7 times while I was there. And as soon as the dog would get water, the son would grab his towel, run over there, meet him in the kitchen, wipe his face, and then he'd come over to me. But by the end, I mean, even with the slobber, I just had slobber all over me and stuff. So
because apparently, when you give him a treat, you get lots of slobber.
You do, because his tongue is just down all the time. Yeah, very fun, very cute. But anyways, that was it. I wanted to.
But they also like the dragon that's called Toothless.
That was another reason too. Yeah, I've never seen that movie. I've never seen it. My parents said that the dragon reminds them a lot of Mia.
Yeah.
They said the dragon's like, oh my God, this is Mia.
Yeah.
And dragon form.
I can see that.
And the dragon's black apparently.
Yeah,
like
it
Mia
is with big. Awesome.
They said she's like Mia too, because the dog, like the dragon's like friendly, and then all of a sudden it's like back off, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Which
just
is
like
very
Mia,
Mia.
she lures you into a false sense of security.
I know. Then you pet her, and she's like,
I'm gonna
leave me
eat
alone.
you.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, that's it. That's the show. We're back.
Can you remember that story about Mia when you left her in my sunroom?
Yep.
And the next minute, I sent you a photo that she was out in my backyard. Yeah, and you were like, how did she do that, Sally? I said, she escaped through the screen window.
Oh, that's good.
Can you remember?
I do remember that, yep.
And I wasn't going to go and bring her back in because she would growl at me.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. She doesn't.
She's a character.
When she's by herself, she's like, leave me alone.
Yep.
Where's my father? Anyways.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching, sticking with us to the end.
I know.
We're glad Sally's back. We didn't say this at the front part whenever we were talking about her van. She was trapped in the house for over 3
Nearly
months.
4 months.
Nearly
not being able to go anywhere.
Not being able to go anywhere. We rented.
Unless I rented a van.
Yeah.
And
I keep saying we, and then I'll go royal we. You've really grown on me. You've grown on me.
I do that all the time on the phone.
Yeah.
I go, and we're going to show you. Well, actually, it's
The
Corey.
royal we. Yeah. Anyways, but she was trapped in the house for almost 4 months though, and so and rented a van. I think only like twice during that whole time or whatnot.
I've rented a van twice. That cost me $1,000 for renting it for 3 days twice.
Crazy.
I'm going to make this my business. I'm not leaving Wonder Dog, but we should. And then I had to book a non-emergency medical vehicle to take me to have my treatment, which is like 3 miles down the street, and that cost me $150. Whereas,
not a bad business model.
Whereas able-bodied, it would have cost what, $30 maybe?
Yeah, crazy.
There. But one more thing. Do you know when you see people going down the main streets in their wheelchairs?
Yeah.
I could have been one of those.
You were one of those one day, and I got mad at you.
I know you did, but I was on the sidewalk. It crossed my mind that I could go down Walnut Grove where there's no sidewalks to go to my treatment and come back up.
Yeah, I would have been really frustrated with you.
I know you would. That's why I didn't do it. But now I know why all these people are on the road tootling down at 6 miles an hour.
Because it's so damn expensive to get a freaking wheelchair company to drive you around.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's terrible. Anyway, so
okay, we got to wrap this baby up.
Yeah, do not steal our business idea, people.
Yeah, we'll way to put it on the air, Sally. Anyways, thank you guys so much for sticking with us till the end. We're glad Sally's back.
I'm glad to be back, guys. I missed you.
Yep. So thank you so much for watching. If you like the episode, please feel free to subscribe, like the show, follow the show on whatever platform you're on. If you're on Apple or Spotify, rate the show 5 stars, please.
Yes, please.
Just so that way we can grow the show. Once again, our goal here is to spread the word and help people with their dogs and enjoy life with their best friends. So if you get any value out of the show, feel free to share it.
Yep.
Subscribe. Is that it? feel like that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Send any questions in or ideas that you want us to cover.
Yep.
Sally@wonderdogtraining.com.
See, we forgot to do that.
And you are at?
Something. Okay. See you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.